We're moving on to Haas because there were heavy rumours that their lineup for 2021 would be Nikita Mazepin and Mick Schumacher. These rumours are now confirmed to be true. So Haas going with an all-rookie lineup next year after 4 years of Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean. Sam, plenty of options for them. What do you make of their decision and how they'll get on?
Mick Schumacher, 100% agree with. The guy is leading the title. He has done a brilliant job in terms of that overall consistency. Maybe not winning races all the time when maybe he should have done, but you're at the top for a reason. And the guy's doing what he needs to do. And I think for marketing reasons, it's a fantastic, guy to put in the car. And from a personal reason, the fact that we're going to be able to see the name Schumacher on a Formula One grid again is a little bit emotional. But I'm going to try and separate him from his dad because he deserves his own career, his own achievements. So, very excited. Think he's capable. Looking forward to see what he does. And the other seat, on the other hand, Nikita Mazepin is a controversial gentleman. For those that are maybe new to the junior formulas or for those that don't watch the junior formulas, they just pay attention to Formula One, which is totally understandable. If you don't have a lot of time, you just fight the big guns. Mazepin has been known to do a few things. He's assaulted Callum Ilott after Ilott blocked Mazepin in practice. Ilott being the other person, of course, that was up for selection out of those junior drivers. He's thrown a position board at Yuki Tsunoda. There are many accusations flying around the Twitter sphere of Formula One that certain people have received certain things from Mazepin without consent. And recently, he Instagram posted happy birthday to the guy that ate a bat in China, were his exact words. Hashtag happy birthday COVID. As you can see, maybe slightly irresponsible. But he's a young guy. Hopefully he grows out of that behaviour and becomes a mature and responsible young man, and we see something brilliant from him. But do I think he actually deserves that Haas seat? No, I don't. I think Callum Ilott deserves that Haas seat. I think he should at least get a year. The guy is the closest to winning the title other than Schumacher. One good race for the junior guys this time out in Sakir, and he wins the title. If Schumacher has a bit of a bad one, I'm pretty gutted that Ilott is going to be going off somewhere when I really do think he deserves that seat over Mazepin. I think Mazepin has time to develop. I think Mazepin has the financial capability to go anywhere he wants to. I think his father is, a Russian oligarch worth several billions of pounds. The guy can do whatever he wants in the long run, and Ilott has not had that backing in the same manner. And I think Ilott's just, he's just performed better across the whole season. So I'm a bit gutted. But let's hope that Mazepin can grow up a bit, turn out some good performances and really earn that spot. And there's another few games further back, but the likes of Schwartzman could definitely do another season in F2. He'll probably win it next season. And you will see him in Formula 1 very soon. But for me, if you're not going to pick Perez in that second seat, that was your chance to have Sergio Perez and Mick Schumacher in there. That would have been my ideal lineup. It's a shame. It is a shame. So I think there's a few names that should go in front of Mazepin. I do think Schumacher should have been the rookie.
What do you reckon, Harry, about what they've put together here? It's been a while since we've seen an all-rookie lineup.
Yeah, it has actually. Ben, do you know when the last one was? Because I don't.
I'm trying to think, but it's probably an awful team from like the 2010, 2012 region. But
I can hear Sam Googling as we speak.
Yes.
So
I am. I'm literally Googling it.
So agree with Sam. Schumacher is, the name is obviously big. But he is there on merit. He's driven, it sounds right, really consistently this year. And that's why he's leading the championship. It may not have been as quick on occasions as other drivers, but he's not really been involved in many, if at all, incidents. I think he had a collision with his teammate at Silverstone, but apart from that, I can't think of any else this year. So he's been pretty consistent, and from a marketing point of view, having Schumacher in your team is big. Mazepin, controversial personality aside, he is obviously third in the championship, but that is behind Callum Ilott, who, if you're going to have two rookies, I'd have put Ilott and Schumacher in, and I get there's a money element involved there. Before I had a quick Google of his stats, before this year, and he did the F3 Asian Championship before this, and they did Formula 2 before that. So before that and GP3 in 2018, he's been rubbish. Like 18th in F2 the first time he did it. He was second in GP3 to be fair. Then Formula 3 he was 10th. British Formula 3 is 23rd. So you go all the way back, and he's not even got top 10 from there on in. So, yeah, he's not had the best record as a junior driver, but, time will tell. I agree with Sam. They should have, we've been begging Haas to change their lineup for ages, and they did it, and now they've gone completely the opposite direction and gone for a pretty risky lineup now. So they've got, two rookies. You'd have put Perez in your car any day. A Perez Schumacher lineup for sure. But yeah, I feel for Callum Ilott. Like, he's been good this year. He has made mistakes, as we saw at the weekend as well. But he deserves to drive an F1. But if you're basing it off this year, as they've done with Schumacher, I think if they were going to do a rookie lineup, it should have been Ilott and Schumacher. But hopefully Ilott finds another way in, but it'll be difficult.
I can't find anywhere last rookie lineup.
My instinct would be maybe Verline and Haryanto, unless one of the Manor lineups before that. Well, no, yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, Harry, I completely agree with everything you said.
What about Chilton and Bianchi?
I guess that would be going a bit further back again, though.
Oh, that's true. That's what they were before.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
Haryanto's made it onto 2 podcasts in a row, I think. Then.
The streak should keep going. He's a legend. Best driver.
Let's get him on
from
Let's
Indonesia.
Get him on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
The best and only. The thing is with what Haas are doing here, and you're right, we have said for quite a few years that Haas might need to change something up. Taking the actual drivers out of the equation, so actually taking Schumacher and Mazepin out of it just for a second and focusing on Haas making the decision to replace their 2 drivers with 2 rookies. If you're going to do that, and if you're going to do a 2-driver switch, which, like we've said, hasn't happened in a long time, now is the best time to do it. You would much rather do it at the end of this season than do it at the end of next season, because it's going to be much more important to get 2022 right than it is going to be for 2021. Haas are in a pretty bad position at the moment, and likelihood is not a lot is going to change next year. They are more than likely going to be battling it out with Alfa Romeo and Williams for the bottom 3 spots. With so little changing in terms of regulations, it's unrealistic to think that it's going to be a situation anything distant from that. In which case, you might as well roll the dice now. You might as well give whoever your rookie is the experience of 2021 for then 2022, new regulations come in fresh. They've got a bit of experience under their belt and they're more ready to hit the ground running with a car that might be good enough to compete in the midfield again, which, considering what Haas are, maybe that will happen. But you don't even get that opportunity if you're making this decision a year late. So I completely understand why they've made that decision now. I'm a bit surprised that they've gone down this route. I mean, not surprised in that we've known this was probably going to be the lineup for a little while. But if you'd have asked me at the beginning of the season how I thought they might go about it, I would have presumed that they would have either kept 1 driver and brought in 1 rookie, something like a Magnussen and Schumacher combination, or they would have gone for an experienced new driver plus a rookie, Perez and Schumacher. I'm surprised that they've gone down the route of 2 completely brand new drivers, but so be it. Now to focus on the drivers themselves. Mick Schumacher, and I've always said if you win the Formula 2 championship, obviously we don't know if that's going to happen yet, you do deserve a shot in Formula 1. Schumacher's had a pretty good year. There are concerns for me when it comes to Schumacher and his overall potential. I don't think he is an A-grade potential guy. I don't think he's a Charles Leclerc. I don't think he's a George Russell, a Lando Norris. I don't think he's going to be at that level, or at least I don't think he has the potential to get to that A+ level. I think he has more potential to be in the next group of drivers, and who that contains is up for discussion. But I think the likes of Ocon, the likes of Albon, Gasly maybe, I think he will eventually end up in that group of drivers rather than the elite. We have seen that he has taken time to adjust to series. That's definitely happened in European Formula 3. A bit of controversy as to how that happened, but nothing was ever proven. So will say that was on merit alone. The same thing has happened in Formula 2. Didn't have a great first year, had a much better second year. So it does seem as if he takes a little while to adjust. And I don't think he's a great qualifying guy either. He's much better in terms of his racecraft than he is in qualifying, which could well be taken from his dad. But yeah, I don't think he's a fantastic qualifier. Having said that, he definitely does have potential to be at least a good Formula One driver in that he gets great starts. And yeah, his racecraft is solid. He might well be the next Lance Stroll in that respect. But if anything, I would say his potential is a little bit higher than Lance Stroll, albeit not that much higher. Do think he's a prospect. I do think he deserves a spot in Formula One. And I think of all the rookies, he's been the most... He's had that consistency this year. I can't remember many times where he's been outside of that top 8. So I think he deserves a shot in Formula One. Glad to see that he's got it. Now moving on to Nikita Mazepin. Character issues. Character issues is probably the one blanket term for this. Sam went into them a lot more deeper than that. But yeah, I am concerned in that respect that he is not ready mentally for Formula One because it is a tough world. And I'm not sure if he has the maturity for it, which would be a shame. And I say it's a shame because I do actually think he has a lot of potential to be as good as Schumacher. Maybe slightly behind, but not all that much behind. I don't think he should be labelled just as a pay driver. If you were listening to some people, you would think that Nikita Mazepin has the ability of Yuji Ide, which is completely unfair. You know, he is a good driver, and he's shown that this year, and he showed that in that GP3 season that you referenced as well, Harry. He didn't have a very good start to his junior career. Some of those results in his earlier years are a bit shocking, but he has come on leaps and bounds in the last few years. So like Mick Schumacher, I don't think he is a fantastic prospect, but I do think he has the ability to carve out a reasonable career in Formula One. And just to say, because I do think people are, and like I say, there are character issues, but to focus on the racing and just the racing for a moment, I do think that people are being unfair towards Mazepin in comparison to Callum Ilott. If you gave me the choice between the two, I'd take Callum Ilott, but I don't think it's as wide a gap as people are making it out to be. Bear in mind that in GP3, when Mazepin finished second behind Antoine Hubert, Callum Ilott finished third that year, and they were in the same car. Nikita Mazepin won. And this season, there is literally one place separating them. Yes, there is a bit more of a points gap. Yes, Ilott has had the better season, but it hasn't been by that much. You can't be a bad Formula 2 driver and finish third. It doesn't work. The guy's got talent. Yes, the guy's got money as well. I'm sure that's helped him in his case against Callum Ilott, but I would not rule him out as someone who could forge out a solid career in the sport. And just to say as well with Haas, they might not even be existing right now if it weren't for Mr. Mazepin's money. So they might not have had much of a choice in terms of taking him. But interested to see what they do.